YouTube, what's going on? I got for you guys a Niko Nana guide for Inferno difficulty. Now, I know a lot of people are struggling with the Inferno difficulty right now on Niko Nana. I myself just barely started to clear it on 3 stars. And unfortunately, we're using a DOT team with Shadow Sanya, like most people. However, we're going to be using this team without Lilly because I don't have Lilly, and I know a lot of you guys have Shadow Sanya, but you don't have Lilly, and you think, okay, we can't clear any content because we don't have both of them. Well, I'm going to be trying to make some guides for all of the shell bosses, and I was even able to kind of make a team for Terramaton, but my gear and my characters are still a bit weak for that, but I believe I can get that working very soon as well. But anyways, this is going to be for Niko Nana, so let's go ahead and showcase the units that we're going to be using in this team. The first one we're using right here is Fangus, and this is his basic stats. So I would say that these stats are more so towards the minimum of what you can use. So obviously anything higher is definitely better. Now, unfortunately with Niko Nana, you get stunned a lot, so I would be nice to get as much effect resist as possible. However, we don't know the effectiveness that those monsters have, so we don't know exactly how much effect resist we need. So it's the same with effectiveness. We don't really know how much the monsters have, which makes it a little bit difficult to know the perfect amount that you need for effectiveness and effect resist. But I generally like to do at least 100 effectiveness for effect accuracy. I've seen some people go for up to about 150 effect accuracy, and that works pretty good as well. And for effect resist, I think about the same thing, about 100, but I wouldn't go for effect resist unless it's on your healer. Now, for his gear, I don't have anything crazy, as you see. We just got a few outstanding pieces and a few mythic pieces. None of them are really even that good of gear. If we go ahead and look at all of his gear, it's all pretty whatever gear. None of this is really that good. I haven't really farmed too much yet on the gear side. But yes, we have an effect accuracy, defense bonus, and HP bonus. Basically, 1 effect accuracy and anything that can make you tankier. So I have 1 HP, 1 defense to make my Fangus tanky. Now for his, what is it called? His prowess skill ups, we have skill 2 maxed up. This is very, very important for your consistency. What this does is allow him to follow up. I actually didn't even realize that I don't have this at level 5, so I need to get this at level 5. But yes, you want this at level 5. And we also have skill 1 fully maxed up because this increases your chance of landing the DOT to 35%. If you do have the few extra matrices, you could also level this up to level 3. Leveling up past that isn't really too worth it, but getting the 100% chance just helps make your runs a little bit more consistent. So I'd say level 3 skill on here if you don't really need too many of these on your other characters. Max out skill 2 for sure, and then after that, max out skill 1. So max out skill 2, then 1. For Shadow Sanya, we have her skill 1 maxed out as well. This is very crucial because you want to get that increased passive. Now, for the stats right here, we have good effectiveness again. Try to get at least 100 or more. And then again, just as tanky and fast as possible. Now, a good important thing for Shadow Sanya that a lot of people don't notice is Bramble Set right here. A lot of runs, you're going to be like losing if you're just using speed set and just tankiness. You're going to be like, oh, I just barely was missing out on 1 more poison stack. And this right here will hopefully give you at least 1 extra auto attack for every single run. Since it's a 25% chance, that's about 1 in every 4 times Sanya's getting hit. She will give you an extra, hopefully, 4 DOTs on the boss. Now, again, we just have simply skill 1, ignore everything else. I like to add in the stats at least to make them a little bit tankier, but then don't increase the skill level. And for her, we have effect accuracy, HP bonus, and effect accuracy. I put double effect accuracy on her since she's a little bit more important because she can land 4 DOTs, well, 4 stacks, technically, it's a 2 and a 2. So I really want to make sure that she lands her effects whenever possible. Bramble again for the counter, and then just try to make her as fast and tanky as possible. Now, one of the big things for this run, since we don't have Lilly, we're going to be using Marvel as our replacement for Lilly. Now, the reason why we're using Marvel in this mode is because all three of the monsters in Niko Nana can be pushed back. So all you want to do is make a really fast Marvel. This is going to be on auto, so effect accuracy at a decent level. It doesn't have to be insanely high, but a good amount of effects accuracy. Again, as close to 100 as possible. But the most important thing is use your fastest gear that you have. I'm using 267 speed on my Marvel. This is even a little too fast, but a really good thing to also have on your Marvel is Codex of Magic. I forgot to mention my shells for the other two because they're kind of irrelevant. I have Jackal Guard and Artisan for these two. They're kind of irrelevant. I don't really need Artisan on Shadow Sanya, but Codex of Magic on Marvel is very nice. It allows you to get 2 S3s off on turn 1. Now, for his skills right here, I have almost all the way maxed out on his S3. I don't have enough of this purple lettuce in order to finally get the final one, but I would like to get that maxed out. This one right here, I don't really care about maxing out. I just wanted the speed, mostly for PvP. For PvE, you don't really need to level skill 1, but leveling skill 3 is definitely very helpful. And the last unit that we're using is just our healer right here. She doesn't have to have any investment at all. You can just make her as tanky as possible, throw in whatever extra gear you have left over, and try to make her as tanky as possible. For her shell, I like to throw on Artisan with some defense main stats for the right side. It makes it a little bit stronger on the Artisan and makes it a lot more consistent. Now let's go ahead and show an example run. Now, no, this isn't going to be a guaranteed run, but I have been running it a few times and it is fairly accurate. So let's go ahead and see if we can get it on our first try here. Now, the most important thing with this is Marvel has to go first, and you have to make sure you push back all 3 of them. If you don't push back all 3 of them, then I like to just restart it right away. So let's go ahead and see. We push back all 3. Very nice. So now we can continue on. We're going to go ahead and S3 again. And this is when you just are playing the dot game, right? You guys know what to do from here. Now, at this point, if depending on your speed timing, I think you can either S3 here to give everybody a immunity right here. If you notice, I specifically have it tuned so that way she goes last, gives my whole entire team immunity, and then the next 3 units go. It's very important to do that. So make sure you try to keep your team speed tuned in this way. Now watch, we're gonna go ahead and use this AoE heal. This will give us all immunity. Unfortunately, these characters are going a little too fast, so they're gonna be lapping this one. But if we look at the buffs right here, we can actually see the enemy's skill right here. And I believe, which one is it? This one. This one's going to just simply be doing an attack and speed buff. So the main one we're worried about is this first one that already went and attacked. And that one attacked on our immunity, so we were safe. No units are stunned, and we're good to continue DPSing the boss. Now, since we had Codex of Magic, we can S3 once more, push everyone back again. And now you see they're all the way back there again. And now we can go ahead and continue DPSing the boss. Now, I'm still testing this a little bit, but rather than using Artisan, I'm considering using a second Codex of Magic right here to use another AoE heal and give everyone immunity again. I'm not 100% sure which I prefer just yet, but I've been using Artisan just for right now. I still got to do a little bit more testing on if Codex is better there. But yeah, from here on out, it's kind of just DPS the boss as much as you can and try to not get RNG'd by stuns and hope that you win, basically. That's kind of how this goes, is if you land the debuffs, you win. If you don't land the debuffs, you lose. So I prefer to try to use the steel turn meter on the main boss right here, because any little bit of pushback helps. And then we're going to go ahead and shoot the dot right here. And as you see, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be winning this one because we missed a ton of debuffs. But we will try to survive this one if we can survive another hit here. Okay, we got unlucky and it keeps going for our characters, but if we go ahead and shoot this right here, we can go ahead and get another bunch of debuffs out on the monster, and hopefully we can win him with this. So now all we have to do is survive with our healer for one more turn, and then we will end up clearing this just barely. And now, in the next time this Niko Nana takes her turn, they will die. And as you see, no Lilly needed. And it is a pretty consistent run. I find that I win this more often than I lose it. So yeah, there you guys go. If you guys are very interested in future Shadow Sanya teams for Inferno, and also eventually I would like to try to make non Shadow Sanya teams for Inferno, but it's really difficult, guys. I don't understand why these Inferno bosses are so overtuned. Anyways, hopefully you guys learned something today. Start building those marvels or any other cooldown reduction pushback units, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.